to talk about a lot, which is losing somebody real close to you. Also, which is,
Yeah.
Tayrob. So kind of talk about that situation and how that, affected you and how you was able to, get out of it.
Man, that was my first, uh, like experience of death outside of, old age or, a great aunt or something like a heart attack. So when you're old, you get older and see. That was the first tragic murder that or death, not murder, tragic death that I experienced, and it shook my whole world, bro. Like I didn't understand it. I didn't like my cousin. He was like loved. You know what I mean?
Real funny, real charismatic.
Everybody loved. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I didn't understand why that would happen. So I used to live in Memphis for a couple of years. We moved to Memphis, and I remember like watching the news, and you would see horrible shit happening all the time on the news, like home invasion, or and critical condition, and so that was still outside of home. It's almost like watching a movie or something. Like that doesn't happen to us though. You know what I mean? It's just it's out there. So when we get the call that Tay had been shot, I remember I'm playing my PlayStation, NCAA, and my sister, she comes to the door like with shocked disbelief. She goes, Tay just got shot. Possibly, what you say? She said, Tay just got shot. And I said, shut up. And I just started playing the game again. Because remember, my world it's like this. I don't know that this type of shit happens in real life. You know what I mean? Like, that's the news. That's TV. So I didn't even put no thought into it. I just kept playing the game. And then the phone kept ringing. So let me answer this phone. It's my mom. And she confirmed it. I'm like, is she okay? Is he okay? And she said, we don't know yet. He's in critical condition. And when she said critical, my mind instantly went to the news in Memphis. And every time they said critical, it was like death pretty much. So when she said critical, it fucked me up. Like how? So I'm like, let's get to the hospital. I'm like 12. I was 12. No, I was 13. And I'm like, let's get to the hospital, man. Let's hurry up. Let's go. And we get there. It took like 3 days before they decided to take him off. He was on life support and shit for like 3 days before they took him off. But when he died, it fucked up my understanding of life. You know what I mean? To where it was like the good die young. This was the first tattoo I got. Tayrob, the good die young. And I remember a song 50 did where he said the good die. He said, I guess the good die young. No, he said they say the good die young. I guess it's grimy niggas live a long time. And that line resonated to me. Like my cousin never been in no fights. He never was in the streets. Wasn't involved in no bullshit. Like how could this happen to him?
Right.
It was good. Then I don't have no incentive to be good.
Right.
Like why would I need to be good if this can happen to me?
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So with that in mind, I was the worst I could be. You know what I mean? I started doing horrible shit. Like the very thing that killed my cousin, I ran straight to it. You know what I mean? Which hindsight is kind of the irony. Is like how do you go to what killed him? But me being young and not understanding how that could happen to him, the good die young was my thought process. Like, well, I'm not gonna be good. Look what it got him. You know what I mean? So that was really how I thought. So I got involved in anything. You know what I mean? Start hustling. The hustling came all the other bullshit, and I was head first with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I guess in that instance, maybe where you was talking about the father figure going on earlier, maybe that was the perfect time where I could have got that explanation. Like, sometimes horrible shit happen, but I didn't have that. So when that happened,
But that's like the like I said, it's like the irony of like a black boy in America. Is if my dad come from hustling in the streets, it's only right that I go to what I know and what I visualize. Right. So if this is what I seen, I done had the 8 balls, I done had the quarters in my drawers, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to. It's like sports in the urban community. You feel like you gotta play sports because that's only our only shot. It's our only chance. We ain't gonna be no doctors. We ain't gonna be no lawyers. So I might as well go to the street because this is what's gonna accept me right now. And because we don't have fathers in our life that's really gonna hold us down and guide us the right way, because they fucking up too, but they only fucking up. Because of what I just said, they don't have no outlets. They don't have no chance. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like what you're saying is, if this is my only chance on actually being great or feeling as if I be good in life, I'm going to get fucked.
Right.
Why would I lean that way? I might as well go to the other side. You know what I'm saying? I get exactly what you're trying to say. So
that was the logic I had, bro, and it sent me on a wild tour. But in the midst of me doing all this shit that I got involved in, I always had that voice of my grandmother. You know what I mean? To where she never knew what I was involved in. Like, and I spoke on this on one of my records, where it was like, I got locked up one time, and someone told my grandmother about it, and I lied, like, no, I was away at school, or because I didn't want her to know what I had gotten into, because I wasn't raised that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't want her to look at me no differently, like that image, like we was really close, and I didn't want her perception of me to change. Like, you're doing what? You know what I mean? And you're involved in what? So I never let her know what I was in. So like when I got to her crib, I was just Rachel's baby boy. You know what I mean?